I would say that everyone can and should be involved in evaluation in a team. If you're involved in running a program, you're going to have all kinds of skills and knowledge that's really important to bring to the evaluation, to help inform that evaluation, to make sure it's really good and well suited to what you're trying to do. So, for example, questions like who is the program for, what does it aim to do, and how will it be implemented? If you're running that program, even if you're not an evaluator or researcher, you might be the best placed person to help answer those questions. So I would encourage everyone involved in WP and student success to get involved in evaluation, even if they haven't done so before. We have a 4-phase approach to evaluation at TASO, which is diagnose, plan, measure and reflect. And in that first diagnose phase, a really important step is setting up your theory of change. So a theory of change is basically just a diagram or a map which sets out all of the elements of the program that you're evaluating, be it a summer school or a masterclass or whatever it is you're trying to understand the impact of. And by building that theory of change, it gives you a really nice foundation for all of the evaluation that's going to follow. So before you do anything else, set up a nice strong theory of change, and the rest of the evaluation can flow from that. We have lots of evaluation advice on our website, and we have a specific pack on developing theories of change. So within that pack, you can watch a webinar, download templates to develop your own theory of change, and there's even extra reading if you'd like to find out more. Theory of change is a really valuable document, and it's something which should be shared between evaluators and practitioners and anyone else who's going to be involved in delivering your activity or evaluating it, because it sets out and clarifies your aims, your activities, and what you're trying to achieve and the expected impact. And the reason it's important to share it amongst everyone who's involved is because it's a way of making sure we all have a good shared understanding of that activity, and from that we build all of the rest of the evaluation. So it's a really important foundation for everything that comes next. And that's important because as an evaluator, you want to make sure you really thoroughly understand the activity, all the different components and facets of that. And as a practitioner, you want to make sure that your activity is well understood and the evaluation is actually going to answer the questions that you want answered, and thus are important to you. The next thing you're going to do with your theory of change, once it's all been agreed amongst everyone who's involved in your evaluation, is you're going to use it to set your research questions for the evaluation. And there are all kinds of research questions you might ask. And you're also going to use it to decide on your outcome measures. So how are you going to measure the impact of your program in order to answer those research questions? So it's a really important foundation document for all of those bits of planning that come next in our evaluation cycle. I think a really important top tip for getting started on a theory of change or beginning your evaluation is just involving as many people as you can. So practitioners and evaluators working together is a really strong model to make sure you thoroughly understand your activity, and then everything else comes from there. My second top tip is related to the first, and it's all about repeating back your understanding. So particularly as an evaluator, even if you think you've got a really good understanding of the program, write it down, repeat it back, and seek feedback. So you have this iterative cycle of getting as close as possible to really good theory of change, which is very thorough. And that repeating back is a really important part of that process. My third tip is to remember that evaluation is not everyone's priority every single day. And particularly if you're delivering a program, it just might not be top of your to-do list. but it's a really important thing to make time for. So I think my tip would be to remember that we're all interested in tackling inequality, and really that's what good evidence and evaluation help us do even better. So to really tie that into all of our evaluation activities, the reason we're doing this is to make a difference.